I meant to send a final goodbye to my past. Instead, I sent an irreversible invitation to my future, texting a raw, final message to a number I didn't recognize. His reply was not a question, but a terrifying, possessive command. Valentina Preston was exhausted after finally drafting and sending the message of closure to her ex, Reese, seeking freedom and quiet. She misdialed by one digit and hit send. Her relief lasted exactly 47 minutes. The knock on her apartment door was authoritative, demanding. Through the peephole, she saw a man in an immaculate black suit holding a silver box. He wasn't looking at her door. He was looking directly at the peephole. Delivery for Valentina Preston. She didn't open the door. I didn't order anything.
It's already been paid for. He set the box on her doormat and walked away. Inside was a card with precise, aggressive handwriting. I never lose what is mine. You sent me a message meant for someone who didn't deserve you. I am not him. I know everything about you, your address, workplace, daily routine, your entire life with Reese. You have 24 hours to respond. After that, I come to collect what is mine personally. Kenneth Harris. The box contained photographs of her building from that morning, bank statements, records of private conversations with Reese. This man had surveillance capabilities beyond anything she could comprehend. If you can't stand people who use power to control others, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Type "Nobody deserves that," because what happened next only got worse. Valentina called the police. The officer was sympathetic but useless. Without an explicit threat, there was nothing they could do. She packed a bag and fled to her friend Sarah's place. She made it 3 blocks before the black SUV pulled up beside her. The window rolled down. Kenneth Harris wasn't classically handsome. He was something more dangerous. Sharp jaw, cold gray eyes, and absolute certainty in his expression. His charcoal suit probably cost more than her year's rent. Get in the car, Valentina. Go to hell. She kept walking. The SUV matched her pace. I have 15 seconds to get in voluntarily. After that, I stop being polite. This is kidnapping. This is collection of claimed property. His voice never changed tone. Valentina looked around. The street was empty. Her phone was useless. She got in the car.
Kenneth's driver pulled away smoothly as Valentina pressed herself against the opposite door. The interior smelled of leather and expensive cologne. Kenneth sat perfectly still, watching her with the patience of a man who'd already won. "You're terrified," he observed. "Good. Fear means you understand the situation. What do you want from me?" "I already told you. You belong to me now." He pulled out a tablet, swiping through screens. Valentina Preston, 28, graphic designer, freelance income averaging $2,000 monthly, student loan debt of $47,000, credit score damaged by Reese Mitchell's financial abuse. He opened 3 credit cards in your name. You're still paying them off. Her stomach dropped. "How do you—" "Your ex is a pathetic parasite. He isolated you from friends, controlled your finances, and systematically destroyed your self-worth. You stayed because you confused his obsession with love." Kenneth's eyes never left hers. "I'm offering you something better." You're offering me a different prison. I'm offering you safety, wealth, and purpose. In exchange, you obey my rules." He leaned forward slightly. "Reese took from you. I invest in what's mine. You'll work for my company using your graphic skills. You'll live in my estate under my protection. And you'll never worry about money, safety, or being alone again." "And if I refuse?" Kenneth's smile was razor-sharp. "You already accepted when you got in this car."
The estate was breathtaking. A sprawling mountain property with views that belonged in magazines. Security guards monitored every entrance. Kenneth led her through marble halls to a bedroom suite larger than her entire apartment. "This is yours. Everything you need is provided." He gestured to a walk-in closet filled with designer clothes in her exact size. "Dinner is at 7. Marcus, my associate, will answer any questions. Jessica, my sister, will explain the house rules. I can't just disappear. People will look for me." "You received a text from your number saying you're taking a design retreat upstate. Your landlord received next month's rent and a notice you're extending your lease remotely. Your clients receive professional emails about your temporary unavailability." Kenneth stepped closer. "No one is looking for you because no one knows you're missing. You're simply where you belong now." He left, locking the door behind him. Jessica arrived an hour later, a sharp woman in her 30s with Kenneth's same calculating eyes. She wasn't cruel, just direct. "Kenneth doesn't bring women here. You're the first. That makes you either incredibly special or incredibly stupid for getting his attention." "I didn't want his attention." "And yet you have it. Now listen carefully. You don't leave the estate without permission. You don't contact anyone outside without approval. You don't ask questions about Kenneth's business. Break these rules, and the consequences aren't gentle." Jessica's expression softened slightly. "But follow them, and you'll have everything you've ever wanted. Kenneth protects what's his, absolutely." The next morning, Marcus escorted Valentina to Kenneth's home office, a technological fortress with 6 monitors displaying financial markets, security feeds, and encrypted communications. Kenneth stood at the window, coffee in hand. "You'll design marketing materials for Harris Enterprises, legitimate business only. No questions about my other operations." He handed her a tablet loaded with project briefs. "Your salary is $15,000 monthly, deposited into a new account I've opened in your name. Your student loans were paid off this morning. The credit cards Reese opened are settled and closed." Valentina's hands shook holding the tablet. "You can't just—" "I already did. You're an asset now, Valentina. I invest in my assets." Kenneth's voice was matter-of-fact. "You'll also attend therapy twice weekly. Dr. Chen specializes in recovery from abusive relationships, non-negotiable." "You're controlling every aspect of my life." "I'm rebuilding what Reese destroyed. There's a difference. You think I'm a monster, perhaps, but I'm a monster who keeps his promises. You'll never be hurt, abandoned, or diminished again. That's my claim on you." If you believe freedom means more than luxury, hit that subscribe button. People like Kenneth won't. And you need to hear what happened when Valentina tried to find her own power in his world. 6 weeks later, Kenneth took Valentina to a charity gala as his official partner. She wore a black gown that cost more than her old car, diamonds at her throat that could have bought a house. Kenneth's hand never left her waist. his possession clear to every person in the room. Kenneth Harris, still collecting beautiful things, I see. The voice was smooth, dangerous. The man approaching was Kenneth's opposite. Warm smile, charming demeanor, expensive but approachable style. Elias, Kenneth's grip on Valentina tightened. Valentina, this is Elias Voss, a competitor. A rival, Elias corrected, his eyes fixed on Valentina. And you must be the mysterious woman who's captured Kenneth's legendary focus. Tell me, darling, do you feel treasured or trapped? She feels protected, Kenneth said coldly. Elias laughed. Protection is just sophisticated imprisonment with Kenneth. He'll suffocate you with control disguised as care. When you want freedom, call me. He handed Valentina a card before walking away. In the car afterward, Kenneth was silent, his jaw tight. Stay away from Elias. He's not what he seems. Neither are you. No, but I'm honest about what I am. Elias pretends to be your savior while plotting to use you as a weapon against me. Kenneth's eyes met hers. Trust is earned, Valentina. I'm earning yours through action. He'll earn nothing but your destruction.
Valentina was adapting to the estate's rhythm. Design work that actually fulfilled her, therapy sessions that were helping, and a strange comfort in Kenneth's absolute certainty. Then Jessica found her in the garden. Reese has been trying to contact you. Dozens of attempts, calls, emails, showing up at your old apartment building. Jessica's expression was unreadable. Kenneth handled it. Handled it how? Reese received a visit from Kenneth's lawyers and a generous payment to relocate out of state immediately. He left yesterday. You'll never hear from him again. Valentina should have felt relieved. Instead, she felt the weight of Kenneth's power, crushing any illusion of control. He'd erased her ex from existence without telling her, without asking, because in Kenneth's world, she didn't need to know. She just needed to be protected. That night, she confronted him. You made Reese disappear. I removed a threat without telling me. That was my choice to make. Kenneth set down his whiskey, his expression darkening. Your choices led to 3 years of abuse. My choices lead to your safety. I don't ask permission to protect what's mine, Valentina. I act. She wanted to hate him. But part of her, the part still damaged by Reese, felt desperately grateful, and that terrified her more than anything else.
Valentina had access to Kenneth's company systems for her design work. She wasn't supposed to explore beyond her project folders, but late one night, curiosity won. She found encrypted files labeled with Elias's name. The documents detailed attacks on Kenneth's operations, sabotaged shipments, threatened business partners, attempts to expose Kenneth's less legitimate activities. Elias wasn't just a competitor. He was actively trying to destroy everything Kenneth had built. And according to the most recent report, he was planning something bigger. The final document made her blood run cold. Surveillance photos of her at the gala, annotated with tactical notes about Harris's new vulnerability. She was the target. Valentina closed the files with shaking hands. Kenneth's possessiveness wasn't just about control, it was about survival. Elias would use her to destroy him, and she'd be collateral damage in a war she'd accidentally walked into. She found Kenneth in his office at 2 a.m., surrounded by monitors. Without a word, she showed him what she'd found. His expression never changed, but something flickered in his eyes. Approval, maybe, or respect. You weren't supposed to see that. I needed to understand what I'm actually part of. Elias is planning something, and I'm the bait. Kenneth studied her for a long moment. Yes, which is why you don't leave this estate without a full security team, why every aspect of your life is monitored, why I claimed you so absolutely. He stood, moving to the window. This world destroys everything soft, Valentina. I can't let it destroy you. For the first time, she heard something beneath his control. Fear.
Days passed in tense waiting. Kenneth worked constantly, coordinating with Marcus on defensive strategies. Valentina couldn't focus on design work, knowing she was the center of an impending attack. One evening, Kenneth found her in the library. He sat beside her, closer than he ever had. "I need to tell you something." His voice was different, raw, almost vulnerable. "I had someone once, before I built this empire. She was everything to me. One of my rivals used her to get to me. She didn't survive the attempt." Valentina's breath caught. "Kenneth, I swore I'd never let anyone close again. And I didn't for 15 years, until you sent that text." He looked at her with something that might have been longing. "Your message was about breaking free from someone who diminished you. It resonated. I answered without thinking. And once I'd claimed you, I couldn't let go. Because for the first time since I lost her, I wanted something beyond power." Valentina reached for his hand, a gesture that surprised them both. "The files on Elias. I found weakness in his supply chain. 3 vulnerabilities he doesn't know are exposed." She pulled up the information on her tablet. "I wasn't just snooping, I was analyzing. It's what designers do, find patterns, see structure. If we hit these points simultaneously, his entire operation collapses before he can attack you." Kenneth stared at the analysis, then at her. "You're not just accepting protection anymore. I'm choosing a side. Your side. Because despite everything, you've never lied to me about what you are. And I'd rather be claimed by a monster who values me than destroyed by a rival who sees me as collateral. Comment, I choose my own power if you're Team Valentina. The manipulation can't win. Now watch what happens when she finally fights back with everything she's learned." The attack came 3 days later. Elias's team breached the outer security at dawn, expecting to find Kenneth unprepared. Instead, they found a fortress fully activated, because Valentina's intelligence had warned them exactly when and how Elias would strike. While Kenneth and Marcus coordinated the defense from the control room, Valentina executed the counterattack she'd designed. Using Kenneth's resources and her own strategic thinking, she simultaneously released evidence of Elias's crimes to federal authorities, crashed his financial networks using vulnerabilities she'd identified, and ensured every business partner Elias relied on received proof of his planned betrayals. By the time Elias's team retreated from the estate's defenses, his entire empire was collapsing in real time. Kenneth found Valentina in his office, calmly monitoring the news reports of Elias's arrest. He said nothing for a long moment, just watched her with an expression she'd never seen before. "You destroyed him. We destroyed him. I just found the cracks.
You provided the hammer. She stood, meeting his intense gaze. Valentina Preston, the woman who accidentally texted a mafia boss and ended up bringing down his greatest rival. Something that might have been pride flickered across his features. You're right. You're not my prisoner. You're something far more dangerous. And what's that? My equal, my weakness, my greatest strength. His thumb traced her cheekbone. Valentina Harris, if you'll accept the name. She should have run, should have taken this victory and demanded her freedom. But standing in Kenneth's arms, having just used his dark world's resources to protect them both, Valentina realized something. She hadn't been claimed by Kenneth. She'd claimed her own power within his empire. I accept, on one condition. Name it. We're partners. Equal decision-making. No more handling threats without telling me. No more protection without consultation. If I'm Valentina Harris, I'm not just your claimed possession. I'm your co-ruler. Kenneth's smile was genuine for the first time since she'd known him. Deal, though I should warn you, co-ruling with me means accepting all the darkness that comes with it. I sent a breakup text to the wrong number and ended up here. I think I can handle whatever comes next. He kissed her then, not possessive or demanding, but claiming in a completely different way. A promise, a partnership, a future built on the ruins of what they'd both survived. If you watched up to this point, comment the country you're watching this from. Represent your country. Outside, security teams cleared the last remnants of Elias's failed attack. Inside, Valentina Preston, now Valentina Harris, stood beside the billionaire mafia boss she'd accidentally contacted, ready to rule the empire they'd protected together. She'd sent a breakup text to the wrong number and ended up exactly where she belonged.